season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports.
Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24.
It didn't take long to see our first penalty of the game, did it?
We always talk about everyone wanting to get into the game in a hurry. The officials did as well.
First down, here's Cousins.
This one brought in by Jefferson.
Only a couple for him there on the game's first play, and it's second down.
Well, this defense for the Cowboys, they played extremely well last week in that win over Green Bay.
And while you can't actually see confidence rising in a unit, you feel like you can. And when you look at this team, you definitely think that it is, because anytime you can tell your offense, just get us a couple of touchdowns, we got this thing locked down, that's when you know you're playing well.
So the completion good for just 3. And it brings up 3rd and 5 now.
They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Cousins to throw it.
Got an open man finding Jefferson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, that's not just his first, not his second, already his 3rd completion here on the opening drive. And I think it's safe to say that getting him the ball in this game, one of their top priorities.
And a top priority for the defense has got to be finding ways to cover him. And I don't think you can have one basic coverage to get it done. You have to throw a number of coverages at him, make him think as he's running downfield, and hope you can create a little bit of havoc.
Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. Second down.
Well, that's just a pile of bodies there, and that's when you kind of find out who's a tough guy, right? Who can stand up and make a play. It was only a 3-yard run, but for both sides, they had to walk away from that feeling like, okay, I can stand up when the going gets tough in here.
Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete.
And he'll be tackled on the other side of midfield at the 46-yard line.
So from Cowboy territory now, here's 1st and 10 at the 46. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. Now, look, that wasn't a huge gain, but those are the types of carries I think they were missing in their loss last week. They couldn't get him going on the ground.
Did you get the same feeling I did during our meetings, that they kind of regretted that he didn't touch the ball?
Absolutely.
You know, hey, he should have touched him more last week. They weren't going to make that same mistake, and they've taken care of that early.
Cousins throw complete to his receiver, Thielen.
And he's going to have another first down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 22-yard line. Now Cook, he's got it off the draw. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. That one good for 10 yards. And that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
On the jet sweep, here comes Jefferson.
A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal.
Well, we've seen running backs in today's NFL get involved in the passing game. Maybe it's about time more receivers like that get involved in the running game.
And that is something we are seeing more and more in this league, no question about it. That wasn't the biggest of gains, but it's enough to get them a first down. And it continues to test the defense. They have to think on every play about who might end up with the ball. Well, that was a simple throw and catch, but even with that completion, 0 yards gained. So they're behind schedule on down and distance.
I think they were hoping to get it to him. He could make a man or two miss, but that window closed quickly. We're scoreless after 1. Second quarter now from Minnesota. It's the Vikings in possession of the football. As they come up now, 2nd and goal. Throwing is Cousins.
Rager catches it left side.
And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. Only 3 yards there on the completion. That'll lead to a 3rd and goal. Driven it down the field nicely here on the opening drive, but now it's put up or shut up.
No doubt about it, because to make that type of a drive and ultimately kick a field goal would feel very disappointing.
Touchdown! Irv Smith Jr., his 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Vikings post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
Aldrick Rosas on for the extra point. He hasn't missed an extra point all season, and he won't miss this one either, and it's 7-0. So that drive, 12 plays in length, and it's polished off by a Viking score. Now after the touchdown, here's Rosas on to kick it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. So out come the Cowboys under head coach Mike McCarthy. They'll be led out by Deshaun Watson. Of course, he won a national title at Clemson and already has 3 Pro Bowls under his belt in the National Football League.
And I'll bet he's talking to his guys about resisting the temptation to try and turn this into an up-and-down game. Almost like basketball, where both teams press and one team gets an advantage. The other team's trying to run with them, and they're just not equipped for it. Doesn't matter whether you're equipped or not. Just settle in. Get calm before you go for the big strikes.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 15 there, and the Cowboys have a first. One play has him up past the 40 already, and another 1st and 10.
They'll run here with Raheem Mostert. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard. The Cowboys at 7-2 here on the year. Their head coach, he's got them believing in themselves. They've won 7 of their last 9 games now.
And I thought that they played pretty well last week. Their execution, their discipline, their resilience, all on display in that victory.
Eluding the pressure right.
Open man downfield is Waddle. He's got it.
He is out of bounds inside the 35. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10, down at the 33.
Up the middle they go with Mostert.
And he'll get it down inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They've created a nice sustained drive off of plays like that. A nice strong run there that keeps them advancing the ball.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Here's the backup now, the former Badger, Melvin Gordon. And inside the 20 before he's brought down.
So they accept the penalty, of course, and push the offense backwards a bit.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. Watson. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
With a dime look on defense, 2 extra defensive backs on the field and covered up essentially every blade of grass. That allowed them to disrupt the play.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
And that ball incomplete, nearly intercepted. Took a chance with that one. It'll lead to a 4th down.
This defense has certainly played well so far in this game, and the coverage has been tight on just about every throw. Forced a few here so far in this game, and now it brings up 4th down.
Here we go on 4th. Watson. Oh, he put it on the carpet, a fumble. And the Vikings pick up the football. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line.
We remind you in just a couple of minutes, we'll get you to Orlando and our good friend Jonathan Coachman. Coach will run through some of the numbers and the next-gen stats from this first half of football so far.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Defensively, celebration time because they finally forced an incompletion. He was perfect throwing the ball to that point.
Yeah, but from his viewpoint, they didn't force the incompletion. He just missed. That's how hot he is right now, and that's how he wants to continue to throw the ball.
Over the middle, complete. It's Smith. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Ezra Cleveland, the guard, called for the penalty there.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Cook following the penalty. And they only get a yard back there. They'll be left with a 3rd down and long. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Now, that's a mountain of a man that just made that stop, isn't it? But he's more than that. This guy's nimble and quick. More than a space eater. He just made a great play there.
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he's able to get up here to the 26. Now a 2nd timeout called for by the defense as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
On 4th down, Joseph Charlton on to punt.
He punted 4 times in the loss last week as he gets this one away here. It's taken to the 26. It's a 45-yard punt, but a decent return there of 9 yards. And the Cowboys will take over the football with a 1st and 10.
Second drive forthcoming here for the Dallas Cowboys.
And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the #1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're #1 in their conference.
1st down now, but that clock rolling. Watson off play action. This is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys.
CeeDee Lamb.
25 yards for the touchdown.
And the Cowboys are on the board here in the final minute of the 1st half.
Extra point tacked on by Lambeau. And that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback.
The Vikings going to take over now late in this 1st half. And with 40 seconds to go, that's, you'd think, time enough to try to mount a drive should they decide to do so.
On 1st and 10, Cousins.
That'll be caught. Rager with it.
And from the 25, they work this to the 29, a gain of 4. Final play of the half, Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen. So a touchdown apiece. That's what we have the show at halftime as they head to the locker room. 7-7 our score. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Halftime over, no problem with us. We skip right to the 3rd quarter and continue this midseason contest.
Set and ready to go for the 2nd half. 1 touchdown apiece. 7-7 our score.
Taken at the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Cowboy offense set to go to begin this 3rd quarter. It's a tie football game here. What do you think, Charles, the message was at halftime?
Well, I think that they probably just looked at things and said, we're fortunate that this is a tie game. No need to panic, no need to change a whole lot. We didn't play anything close to our best in the 1st half, so we don't have to go out and win one for the Gipper. Let's just go out and play our best football and win one for us.
So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. Here's Watson. Flushed out right. Josh Gordon, the intended receiver. But now it's 3rd down.
That was an interesting look there because as soon as he got outside the pocket, I thought he was going to take off and run for yardage. But what often happens now with these quarterbacks who can move, defenses want to try and keep bodies in front of them, and I think that discouraged him from taking off and made him try a pass downfield that fell incomplete.
And they worked this well upfield across the 45. How about that? They weather the storm of a 3rd and 17 to pick up the first.
Well, we always hear about the connections some quarterbacks have with certain receivers. I think this guy has a connection with just about everyone. Didn't mind throwing it in there against double coverage to him.
Shows some confidence, supreme confidence.
Big-time confidence that he would make the play for him, and he did.
Only a yard on the keeper, and it'll be 2nd down. And they're going to speed things up here. On 2nd and 9, Watson firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
After an incomplete pass on 2nd down, that'll leave him trying to convert on 3rd and 9. Watson now to throw. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And unable to connect. Incomplete. Now give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep. Try and throw some air under it and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they were unsuccessful.
On 4th down, Watson. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. Play action now. Cousins. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Micah Parsons make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, he shot in, CD, like he was out of a cannon from that linebacker position. And even though they had a running back in the backfield, no one could stop him.
Well, you certainly diagnosed that play perfectly because as fast as he got into the backfield, you're exactly right. The running back had no shot to get over and try and protect his quarterback, and a sack resulted.
On 2nd down, Cook. And he'll get it down here to the 43. I was pretty surprised there when they lined up to run it on 2nd and long, but it worked out for him.
It certainly did, and that requires some confidence, some fortitude, and a little bit of hope, doesn't it? You hope you catch the defense just right and break off a big run to help yourself out on the next down.
On 3rd down, Cousins.
And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Caught that look from you there, partner. I think we're on the same page on that one. Just his first catch, I think we both thought he'd be a little more active in the passing game. Let's see if that's the start of them trying to get the ball to him a little bit more here in the 2nd half.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. To throw, Cousins. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Jadeveon Clowney. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw up a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Cousins gives way to Cook. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39.
So that time they got the left guard with a hold.
And let's face it, in today's ball, you might have that 330-pound guy you're supposed to clear out of there. You might need a little bit of extra help by grabbing the jersey and trying to ride him out.
Meanwhile, Cousins throw complete there to Smith. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
Let's not quibble about the gain there on 2nd down. That was a positive play because that was a take-what-you-can-get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives them much better opportunity to convert on 3rd down.
3rd and long for Cousins. This ball complete to Rager.
And the tackle going to be made at the 38.
And the attempted 3 will have to come from the other end of the field as time has run out on this 3rd quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And this won't get there, won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right, and a costly one there as this game remains tied here in the 4th. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense.
And their defense was able to hold serve, albeit with a little help from that missed field goal as they settle in now 1st and 10. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb.
And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. It's a gain of 34.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure is good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up 2nd down.
It's been a struggle this entire game trying to move the ball on the ground. But every now and then you find a little chink in the armor, and that type of run right there lets them know that they can't stop every single run for almost no gain.
To throw on 2nd and 6, Watson. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down.
This has certainly been a physical game so far. Limited scoring opportunities for both sides. And there's another chance that goes unfulfilled.
One of the bigger plays in the game thus far. The crowd getting into it. As we come up on a big 3rd down. Now it's Watson. Sets up the screen to Gordon. And he will get him down a couple yards shy of the 1st down marker. A nice tackle coming up from his free safety spot. A short gain there of just 4, and that'll bring up a 4th down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. And he has the 1st down before he's tackled at the 5. A field goal could get him the lead, but it might not be enough here as they come up on 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it with Penny. And not a whole lot there. He does get a couple, taking it from the 5 down to the 3. Now, what's the thinking here? Because a touchdown would be nice, but you've ensured yourself a chance at 3 in the lead, so how worried are you about the 6?
You're not very worried about if you're confident in your kicker. And if you got a kicker who can put it through the post, you feel really good about trying to bleed that clock down. In an ideal scenario, your kicker puts it through the post as the clock hits zeros.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
I know every offense wants to start their snaps closer to the goal line, but it's actually harder to throw the ball in those situations. You throw into that tight coverage, you see what happens. Hard to get the ball in there.
Not enough space there. Lucky maybe that it wasn't intercepted. Mostert. And he'll keep working toward that end zone as he's down to about the 2-yard line. Only a yard there, so it brings up 4th and goal. Have to kick this field goal, don't you?
No question about it. Look at the clock. Look at the situation. Kick the field goal.
So now one of the biggest kicks of the night is forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages. Getting down to the good stuff, all tied with 2 minutes remaining on EA Sports. So the Cowboys in possession of the football here as we get you reset. And they're looking at 4th down now in this tie ball game. And they'll let the fullback try and take him home. And he will take it in for a Cowboy score. Latavius Murray, his first touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys have broken our tie and have taken a 4th quarter lead. They get one more as the extra point's up and good. And that makes the score 14-7. And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So Cousins and the Vikings down 14-7, a minute 55 remaining. Here's Cousins. Able to find Thielen. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. Cousins trying to get his guys up to the line of scrimmage quickly. Able to shake him off. And his throw's going to be incomplete. So he's unable to complete it there, and just not the game that you would expect from him. He's been off the mark really start to finish.
Yeah, it makes you wonder what exactly is going on. Is he a little bit dinged up here, or is he just off just by a bit? Maybe he can get it back in this situation. He'll need to.
And he's got his tight end. That's Smith. First down now, but the clock continues to move. Cousins to throw. That's complete. It's Cook. And he'll get it out a couple yards shy of midfield at the 48. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. And the Cowboys here on 3rd down bringing in an extra defensive back. Cousins. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up.
With that incompletion, reality is staring them right in the face. This entire game is down to the next snap.
Desperation time. Cousins on 4th down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now it's Watson. He gets this one complete to Traquan Smith. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. It's a gain of 14 there, and that should be enough to get him home free. Watson. He finds his man complete. It's Murray.
And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go in the game.
Ahead of the chains now, 2nd and 2. A run with Mostert up the middle.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Now the defense will burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10.
Again, they'll run it with Mostert. And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
So it's a pretty good season he's putting together running the football. That now 10 rushing touchdowns on the year.
And we know this is a passing league, and those numbers throwing the football, they seem to go up and up every year. But there's still something to having a reliable back you can count on in the red zone to bring things home for you. And that's what he's been doing all season long.
And Lambeau now, after the touchdown, he'll kick this one away. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. So now it's the Vikings' turn. Trailing in this one now. 24 seconds to go. It's been a struggle to score all day, and now they need to do it twice here late to have a chance. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
But they've certainly had trouble unlocking this defense through 3.5 quarters, so I don't expect it to get any easier now. You know they're going to be sitting back and waiting on everything, and they force an incompletion there.
Cousins' throw there taken in by Smith. And he'll be out of bounds after a gain of about 5. That stops the clock, but slow and steady won't win the race at this point.
Cousins now.
Completes this to Jefferson. And they will get the conversion on 3rd down, but the clock, a more pressing factor.
So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was their defense that really made the statement after the break. They pitched the second half shutout.
Yeah, think about